Muslims also reside in southern Chad, but the Christian presence in the north is minimal. 79. The Constitution provides for a secular state and guarantees religious freedom. Different religious communities generally coexist without problems. 77. 78. Chad is home to foreign missionaries representing both Christian and Islamic groups. Itinerant Muslim preachers, primarily from Sudan, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan, also visit. Saudi Arabian funding generally supports social and educational projects and extensive mosque construction. 78. Education. Educators face considerable challenges due to the nation's dispersed population and a certain degree of reluctance on the part of parents to send their children to school. Although attendance is compulsory, only 68% of boys attend primary school, and more than half of the population is illiterate. Higher education is provided at the University of N'Djamena. 44. 73. At 33%, Chad has one of the lowest literacy rates of sub-Saharan Africa. 81. In 2013, the U.S. Department of Labor's findings on the worst forms of child labor, 82, in Chad reported top school attendance of children aged 5 to 14 was as low as 39%. This can also be related to the issue of child labor, as the report also stated that 53% of children aged 5 to 14 were working, and that 30% of children aged 7 to 14 combined work and school. A more recent Dole report listed cattle herding as a major agricultural activity that employed underage children. 83. Government and politics. Chadian women voting during the 2016 presidential election. Chad's constitution provides for a strong executive branch headed by a president who dominates the political system. The president has the power to appoint the prime minister and the cabinet, and exercises considerable influence over appointments of judges generals, provincial officials and heads of Chad's parastatal firms. 84. In cases of grave and immediate threat, the president, in consultation with the National Assembly, may declare a state of emergency. The president is directly elected by popular vote for a 5-year term. In 2005, constitutional term limits were removed. 85. Allowing a president to remain in power beyond the previous 2-term limit. 85. Most of DB's key advisors are members of the Zaghawa ethnic group, although southern and opposition personalities are represented in government. 73. 86. Chad's legal system is based on French civil law and Chadian customary law, where the latter does not interfere with public order or constitutional guarantees of equality. Despite the Constitution's guarantee of judicial independence, the President names most key judicial officials. The legal system's highest jurisdictions, the Supreme Court and the Constitutional Council, have become fully operational since 2000. The Supreme Court is made up of a Chief Justice, named by the President, and 15 counselors, appointed for life by the President and the National Assembly. The Constitutional Court is headed by 9 judges elected to 9-year terms. It has the power to review legislation, treaties and international agreements prior to their adoption. 73. 86. The National Assembly makes legislation. The body consists of 155 members elected for 4-year terms who meet 3 times per year. The Assembly holds regular sessions twice a year, starting in March and October, and can hold special sessions when called by the Prime Minister. Deputies elect a National Assembly President every 2 years. The President must sign or reject newly passed laws within 15 days. The National Assembly must approve the Prime Minister's plan of government and may force the Prime Minister to resign through a majority vote of no confidence. However, if the National Assembly rejects the executive branch's program twice in 1 year, the President may disband the Assembly and call for new legislative elections. In practice, the President exercises considerable influence over the National Assembly of his party, the Patriotic Salvation Movement, MPS, which holds a large majority. 73. Until the legalization of opposition parties in 1992, Déby's MPS was the sole legal party in Chad. 73. Since then, 78 registered political parties have become active. 70. In 2005, opposition parties and human rights organizations supported the boycott of the constitutional referendum that allowed Déby to stand for re-election for a third term. 87. Amid reports of widespread irregularities in voter registration and government censorship of independent media outlets during the campaign. 88. Correspondents judged the 2006 presidential elections a mere formality, as the opposition deemed the polls a farce and boycotted them. 89. Chad is listed as a failed state by the Fund for Peace, FFP. Chad had the 7th highest rank in the Fragile States Index in 2021. 90. Corruption is rife at all levels. Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index for 2021 ranked Chad 164th among the 180 countries listed. 91. Critics of former President Déby had accused him of cronyism and tribalism. 92. In southern Chad, bitter conflicts over land are becoming more and more common. They frequently turn violent. Long-standing community culture is being eroded, and so are the livelihoods of many farmers. 93. Longtime Chad President Idriss Déby's death on the 20th of April, 2021, resulted in both the nation's National Assembly and government being dissolved and national leadership being replaced with a transitional military council consisting of military officers and led by his son Muhammad Kaka. 94, 95, 96. The Constitution is currently suspended, pending replacement with one drafted by a civilian National Transitional Council, yet to be appointed. The military council has stated that elections will be held at the end of an 18-month transitional period. 97. Internal opposition and foreign relations. Embassy of Chad in Washington D.C. Déby faced armed opposition from groups who are deeply divided by leadership clashes but were united in their intention to overthrow him. 98. These forces stormed the capital on 13 April 2006. But were ultimately repelled. Chad's greatest foreign influence is France, which maintains 1,000 soldiers in the country. Déby relied on the French to help repel the rebels, and France gave West Chadian army logistical and intelligence support for fear of a complete collapse of regional stability. 99. Nevertheless, Franco-Chadian relations were soured by the granting of oil drilling rights to the American Exxon Company in 1999. 100. There have been numerous rebel groups in Chad throughout the last few decades. In 2007, a peace treaty was signed that integrated United Front for Democratic Change soldiers into the Chadian army. 101. The movement for justice and democracy in Chad also clashed with government forces in 2003 in an attempt to overthrow President Idriss Déby. In addition, there have been various conflicts with Khartoum's Janjaweed rebels in eastern Chad, who killed civilians by use of helicopter gunships. 102. Presently, the Union of Resistance Forces, UFR, are a rebel group that continues to battle with the government of Chad. In 2010, the UFR reportedly had a force estimating 6,000 men and 300 vehicles. 103. Military The CIA World Factsbook estimates the military budget of Chad to be 4.2% of GDP as of 2006. 104. Given then GDP, $7.095 billion, of the country, military spending was estimated to be about $300 million. Thai's estimate however dropped after the end of the civil war in Chad, 2005-2010, to 2.0%, 105, as estimated by the World Bank for the year 2011. Administrative divisions. Since 2012 Chad has been divided into 23 regions. 106. The subdivision of Chad in regions came about in 2003 as part of the decentralization process, when the government abolished the previous 14 prefectures. Each region is headed by a presidentially appointed governor. Prefects administer the 61 departments within the regions. 107. The departments are divided into 200 sub-prefectures, which are in turn composed of 446 cantons. 108, 109. The cantons are scheduled to be replaced by communautés rurales, but the legal and regulatory framework has not yet been completed. 110. The Constitution provides for decentralized government to compel local populations to play an active role in their own development. 111. To this end, the Constitution declares that each administrative subdivision be governed by elected local assemblies. 112. But no local elections have taken place. 113, and communal elections scheduled for 2005 have been repeatedly postponed. 70. This is a list of the regions of Chad since 2012, with official population figures from the 2009 census, 114, and estimated population figures for 2020. Administrative regions of Chad since 2012. Population map of administrative regions of Chad. No region. POP 2009, POP 2020, estimated area, SQKM, capital departments 1 Bartha 726,340 Atabartha East, Bartha West Fitri 22 Cherai Bagwormi 859,670 Massanya Bagwormi, Cherai, Log Cherai 23 Hajalamis 842,920 Massakora Dababa, Dargana, Harais Albaya 5 Wadi Fira 755,970 Biltin, Dar Tamar, Kobe 2 Bar El Gazel 382,560 Musaur Bar El Gazel Nord, Bar El Gazel Sud 3 Borku 139,160 Fire Largo Borku, Borku Yalo 8 Endi Ist 159,560 Laris, Wadi Hawar 12 Endi Est 90,140 Fada Fada. Morshanangara 800540 Mongaab Tuya. Barsigne Kagara, Mangal 13 Kanem 495750 Mao Kanem, Nord Kanem, Wadabisan 14 Lak 492,930 Bolmandai, Wai 11 Logon Occidental 1,024610 Moundoudage, Guinea. Lac Rien Picasso 7 Logon Oriental 1,158,880 de Valagna, Lagna Pendi, La Pendi, Kuist, Kuest, Morns de Lam 15 Mandal 933,920 Kurabasara, Mandal Occidental, Mandal Oriental 6 Mayo Kebi East 1,152,100 Borna Kabaya, Mayo Boni Mayo Lemi, Morn Dealy 10 Mayo Kepia Estate 39,370 Palalak Le, Mayo Dala 19 Moyan Chera 874370 Sabako, Grande Sido. Nakairu Formate I10723770 Abhijipti, Asangha, Wara 17 Salamat 449,120 Tamana Baldaya, Barazun Hares Mangain 18 Sila 576,150 Gospadaja Alama, Kimita 20 Tanjil 984250 Le Tanjil List, Tanjilu S20